about significant figures. Now, this is actually very important, fairly significant, if you will. They are how you are going to express any answer, any numerical answer for any exam, test, anything, really, anything you're solving for chemistry, you're going to need to understand significant figures. Now, they are a bit of a pain sometimes, but they aren't that bad once you get used to them. So, they're all, when you need to worry about significant figures, they can be referred to as significant digits. Keep that in mind. They're all digits that contribute to the value. So, the more Sig Figs, that's another way of saying it. You could say the Sig Figs or Sig Digs, sometimes they're referred to as that for short. The more Sig Figs, I'll just refer to them as Sig Figs from now on. The more Sig Figs, the more precise the answer is. We talked about precision in the overview of chapter 1. So, the rules of significant figures, all of these. So these are, you're going to want to make sure you understand all of this. You can go back and watch this video again once I'm done explaining everything, but you need to understand these rules. They're not too complicated, but once you get it, you need to understand it. Okay. So, any number not zero, any number that's not zero is significant. So, we could say 1.234, that would be equal to 4 significant figures, Sig Figs, 4 Sig Figs. Whereas any zeros between non-zeros are also significant. So 606 is equal to 3 significant figures. So I hope that makes sense so far. 600 and... I think I made that look worse. Okay, 606. Alright, so those are the 2 rules we've got so far. The third one. Any decimal number that has zeros to the left of the number, so like 0.08, those are significant. Just that 8 is significant. It only has one significant figure, because we're saying these two zeros, the leading zero and then the zero after the decimal point, those are not significant. One significant figure in that answer, and that is the 8. And then any number that is greater than 1, so all to the right, all numbers to the... Well, I'll just give you the example. It's 2.0000. That has 5 significant figures. So hopefully you're aware of the concept of significant figures by now. Otherwise, I will continue to explain. Maybe you've learned significant figures before, but every single one of those digits would be significant in any number. I'll get to this example. 0.00420 grams, that's a common unit, would have 3 significant figures. So you see the trend here. It's anything following that, anything like that, but it only starts where the number appears. So if it was not specifically directly referring to those zeros, we would not be able to understand that those zeros are actually significant. Okay, let's continue. Any number greater than 1 with no decimal point, ending zeros, are not significant. So look, there's no decimal point there. So there's only one significant figure. We don't know how precise these zeros are. They could just be, it could be 400 or it could just be 500 instead of 499.9 rounded up to 500. We don't know, so we have to assume that they are not significant. So we'll say there's one significant figure there. Okay, so that can sound a little arbitrary and a little confusing, but once you get the general idea, you can really move forward, and you need to be able to use Sig Figs in addition and subtraction. So the answer is equal to the least number of significant figures, decimal places, sorry. This is we'll get right into addition and subtraction. Okay, so let's say we have 89.332, and we want to add 1.1. We could pretend these are grams, and we're adding something. Could be adding, I don't know, this could be the the weighing boat. This could be the grams of some kind of solution. Anyway, we're adding these together for some reason. We don't know why. But anyway, it would be 90.432 when we would have to actually round that. So Sig Figs, when you do any kind of math, you have to round the Sig Figs. So you'd say, all right, we need to draw this line when doing addition and subtraction. Look, this one, this 1.1, this guy right here, does not have any more significant digits out this way, so we have to draw the line right here. Okay, it's 90.4. That is the answer. Because you have to answer equal to the least number of decimal places. Same kind of thing here. 3.7 minus 2.9133. You've got to draw the line. Got to draw it and give the answer to the least number of decimal places, 0.979 in this case. All right, let's move on to multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. So to perform a calculation, round to the smallest number of sig figs. In my opinion, this is actually even easier than addition and subtraction. Literally, you just say 4.51. 4.51. That's 3. We already know how many sig figs are in there. And we multiply it by, I'll just change it to that because that's a more common way of saying multiplication, 3.6666. That would be 5 sig figs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 3 times 5, that's the number of sig figs. So we could only have the smallest number. So we can only have 3 sig figs. We cannot have more than 3 sig figs in our answer. So our answer has to be 16.5. And then whatever we would round up. In this case, we just keep it. So the answer is equal to 16.5. Smallest number of sig figs in the answer. Again, 3 was the smallest number. Same thing with division. 6.2, we've got 2 sig figs there, divided by 112.04, that is 5. It's 5 sig figs in that answer. So we just go and divide normally, and here's our answer. 0.0, well actually in chemistry they like to have a leading 0, 0 point, which doesn't change anything, but it's a better way of, it's more appropriate to have that leading 0. 0.0606926, so that's the full answer. But again, we have to round the right number of sig figs. There are 2 sig figs in this answer, which we need to round to 2 in this, so 0.061. Again, those are 2 right there, 2 sig figs. 2 sig figs, and we have just rounded the division of significant figures correctly. So once again, you can go back and rewatch the explanation of this video. You can even reread some of these rules. I didn't really want to get too specific with the rules. You just kind of got to understand it. You got to get a feel for it. So again, rewatch the video if you need to, and then I hope you're good to go. Maybe you're already good to go. Rewatch it if you have to. Addition and subtraction and multiplication and division with significant figures. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.